Hi, happy Wednesday. It's the day before Thanksgiving. I am so glad that you're here. Welcome, Pacesetter. We're going to move really quickly. It's going to be a fast one, but it's going to be a good one, okay? So thank you for being on, and I appreciate you. Go ahead and send a text message to your director. Let her know that you are here and say, hey, I'm here. And I want to say thank you for submitting your dream work. And that's why you got the link for today, because I believe in A for effort, okay? And again, thank you for being my power partner. And I want to tell you dates to save on Monday. I know the flyer has not gone out yet. I just realized my hair looks like kind of crazy. The Monday, the flyer has not gone out yet, but Monday is our all-day marketing mascara-thon. That means your guest gets mascara for coming on, and everybody who comes on and fills out the survey gets their name entered into the Michael Kors handbag raffle. And for them to get their mascara, they do need to have a follow-up call with your Mary Kay sales director, okay? But it's going to be an awesome day. That's on Monday, so the information will be out before the weekend is over, okay, so that you can send it out. Please save the date, because next Wednesday is our last Pacesetter call for the month of November. But next Wednesday, I'm announcing the winners that are going to go to the $1 Million Mingle, and they're going to go to Mingle at the Mansion in San Diego. So that means that next Tuesday, that submission form is the last one to receive this top prize. And in order for you to move on from November to December, you guys, you do need to add 2 active team members between October and November. Have to have been in A1 status both times. Have to submitted your weekly accomplishment sheets every single week. So the requirements are on every single email. I just wanted to talk about that. So I don't have a top 10 for today because my secretary is gone for the week. She got the week off. And so that's a logistical thing. But when she gets in on Monday, we can post that. Sounds good? All right. If you're local, our Driven Rally is Tuesday, December 11th. Woo-woo. And if you're local, our star reception for second quarter stars is at Studio Pink on the 16th Sunday. My daughter's baking, well, all of us together, over 200 cookies. So it's going to be fun. All right, you ready? Let's roll, because it's going to go quick. If you haven't heard the news yet, Mary Kay extended the All In with 8 DIQ program for 1 entire year. What does that mean? You can still go to San Diego. You can still go to San Diego, and you can still go to San Diego. How, Ari? Well, that's what today's training is for. And you could go back and look at all the prior links as well, too. If you need a link from before, make sure that you copy, that you save them. But you can also ask your Mary Kay sales director. She probably has got them. I just want to remind you that the goal of this Pacesetters is to raise up the next generation of driven leaders. And to raise up the leaders we already have to a new level, because leaders hold themselves to a higher standard. Is that you? People do not want to know that you're perfect. People just want to know that you're real. And we're going to talk a lot about that today. So if you know that you are a leader and you know you want to be a part of this next generation of leaders, I am calling you out in order to pull you in. And that's what this Pacesetters program does. It really does call you out. I can see who's doing what and who isn't doing anything, okay? So today, I believe that we need to be reminded a lot more than we need to be trained. And so I'm going to set for you a few reminders, things that you know. However, I'm going to put a different filter to it. So I do hope that you enjoy this, okay? If you took Mary Kay University, and I do recommend taking it again, because school is never out for the pro, and the teacher arrives and the student is ready. I mean, like, amazing things happen when we put forth effort. But the very first class is an introduction. And in this introduction class, I kind of like get your mind ready for the world of Mary Kay and how different the world of Mary Kay is. We're so different than everybody else. We don't wear Spanx on our brains. But in that class, I give you 4 habits for success. And I want you to write down these habits for success. Habit number 1, this is a business. This is a business. Treat it like a business. Number 1, this is a business. Treat it like a business. I want you to know that if you don't treat it like a business, it will not pay you like a business. If you treat it like a hobby, it's a hobby. If you treat it like a business, it's a business. I was not very committed to Mary Kay. I was not all sold out until I completed my weekly accomplishment sheet and I saw how much money I was making per hour in my Mary Kay business. When I saw how much I was making per hour, that is when I started treating it like a business, because I saw I was making $75 an hour doing Mary Kay. And I also remembered how much overtime I used to do for free at my job because I was salaried. And when you're salaried, you don't get paid for overtime. Okay, so I just want you to noodle that on your brain for a second. If you're not filling out a weekly accomplishment sheet, you have no idea how much money you're worth. And if you don't know how much money you're worth, you're going to waste your time more. When you know how much money you are worth, you are much more proactive. Okay, so this is a business. And I want to share with you guys that if this is a business is profitable. We are in business to have profit. We are not a non-for-profit, okay? And I do want you guys to know that in order for you to perpetuate this dream for Mary Kay Ash, it's required that you have profit. And I'm explaining to you the psychology behind this. If you don't have profit, and you're trying to share this opportunity, you are disaligned. You're out of integrity. It is so important that you have profit. Without profit, you feel like you're not being a truth teller, okay? And if you feel like you're not being a truth teller, there's no way you can speak with conviction and power and passion. And when you stand at the front of your meeting this week and they ask you, what do you do with your profit? I want to know what your answer is. What do you do with your profit? It is so important that you treat it like a business. Okay, so this is a business. Number one, treat it like a business. Number two, this is a business. I will return your call if you will return mine. I will return your call if you will return mine. What do I mean by that? If your director texts you, text her back. If she emails you, email her back. If she answers your question on Facebook, on a comment, or in a chat, that's where you comment back. If she calls you, call her back. This is the thing I want to teach you. You do not want to stick a 3D conversation into 2D media. There are certain conversations that happen on the phone. We are talking or eyeball to eyeball. We do not tell our director certain things over text message, okay? That is inappropriate media for the conversation at hand, okay? For example, you would not want to find out that a loved one was injured, hurt, going through a severe situation over an email or over a Facebook post. And if it's happened to you, you have been hurt, okay? Your sales director, likewise, if she calls you, you're going to call her back, okay? That's kind of like how we roll, right? And also when someone texts you something that has sensitive information, do not engage in that conversation over text message. You can reply, I'd rather have a conversation. When can we talk? But do not reply to anything that they said, no matter how sad you are, no matter how fired up and angry you are, no matter how hurt you are. Do not reply to the conversation at hand. This is sticking a 3D conversation into 2D media, okay? We have to know, we have to be wise when to use our words. You know, I'm going to read this verse later, but it's coming up now again. Proverbs 20:15 says, wise words are more valuable than much gold and than many rubies. You know, when you're wise with your words, the world is opened to you. Okay. So I will return your calls if you will return mine. And just remember, we don't shove 3D conversations into 2D media. Number three, this is a business. This is a business. I will match your time with my effort. I will match your time with I will match my time with your effort. Blah, you know what I'm saying? I will match my time with your effort. I believe A is for effort. You know what? It is so important that you try. And I'm going to tell you why it's so important that you try. You cannot control the results. You cannot control the results, you guys, but you can control your effort. What are you doing to put forth effort, you guys? Because it is absolutely the least you can do. I have a story I want to read to you because I think sometimes people think that putting forth effort is doing the same thing we did before. And that is not usually the case. There's a law of the lid. You know, if I'm trying to get out of this jar and I just keep hitting my head on the lid, that's not like the most intelligent thing to do. I need to find a different solution, right? So I want to read to you guys this story about a fly. And this is my new book that I'm reading called U Squared. There's a small fly burning out the last of its short life's energy in a futile attempt to fly through the glass of the window pane. The whining wings tell the poignant story of the fly's strategy. Try harder, but it's not working. The frenzied effort offers no hope for survival. Ironically, the struggle is part of the trap. It is impossible for the fly to try hard enough to succeed at breaking through the glass. Nevertheless, this little insect has staked its life on reaching its goal through raw effort and determination. This fly is doomed. It will die there on the windowsill. Across the room, 10 steps away, the door is open. 10 seconds of flying time, and this small creature could reach the outside world it seeks. With only a fraction of the effort now being wasted, it could be free of this self-imposed trap. The breakthrough possibility is there. It would be so easy. Why doesn't the fly try another approach? Something dramatically different. How did it get so locked in on the idea that this particular route and determined effort offer the most promise for success? What logic is there in continuing until death to seek a breakthrough with more of the same? No doubt this approach makes sense to the fly. Regrettably, it's an idea that will kill it. Trying harder isn't necessarily the solution to achieve more. It may not offer any real promise for getting what you want out of life. Sometimes, in fact, it's the big part of the problem. If you stake your hopes for a breakthrough on trying harder than ever, you may kill your chances for success. And I love that because you guys, when I say effort, I don't mean that if you're out there doing the activity and you're not getting results that you just try harder. That means you need to change something. Maybe you're working with the wrong demographics, or you're working with the wrong target market, or maybe you're working with a bad attitude, or maybe you don't look the part, right? Like you're I don't know, showing up to your parties with absolutely no makeup and workout clothes. There's always a reason why we're not getting the results, but there is something that we need to change. We cannot just hit ourselves into a glass pane and we're a tiny fly and we think we're going to break through when there's a door open just 10 seconds of flying time, right? We've got to find the best avenue, you guys. And so I just want to remind you guys that I will match my time with your efforts, but we've got to learn to be problem solvers. And that is one of the things we're going to talk about. Okay, habit number 4. If you want to be successful, practice and training are essential. So if you filled in your Mary Kay University book, you know that it just said training is essential. I don't think it's just training. I think there's a lot of overtrained beauty consultants out there who are not making the income that they need to make because they're overtrained, but they don't do the practice. So if you want to be successful, practice is essential. You have to go out there and you have to be willing to practice, right? Nobody has ever achieved anything worthwhile just sitting there learning about it or wishing that it would happen. You have to actually put it into practice. You have to go out, you have to ask, you have to schedule the appointment, you have to hold the appointment, you know? And there's a lot happening out there, you know, there really is. I mean, I had $1,000 week this week without really, just going here, there, and everywhere. You know, I'm in my beauty coach right now. After this, I'm headed straight to an office to pamper some women for Thanksgiving Day and to get new contacts and leads and make new customers. There's a lot of business out there for you to have. But if you want to be successful, practice is essential. So where am I going from here? I'm going to go do practice. Where are you going from here? Are you going to do practice? And then the last habit for success, and it's probably the most important one, another habit for success is a positive attitude, a positive attitude. Now, next to that, I want you to write these words. This is not false harmony. This is not false harmony. What do I mean by that? You know, I want you to know that our meetings are a sacred place where we choose, because it was created by Mary Cash, to perpetuate Mary Kay enthusiasm. Our meetings are for the purpose of inspiration, motivation, and education. However, if the only time you're around Mary Kay people is at the meeting, and you've had a bad week and you're like, I want to talk to somebody about this, and all you see is the rah-rah, you're going to think this is false harmony. Or you're going to think I'm the only one who feels this way. Everybody else is so successful, and you're going to leave. Okay. And so I need you to understand that, yes, a positive attitude is so important. We create a space and we create a place for people to be celebrated, for victories to be celebrated. Why? Because the reality is if you had a bad week and you walk into your weekly success meeting and you watch someone get crowned for being the queen of sales and she shares what she did, you leave there more motivated and more inspired. You truly do. And that was the goal, is to educate, motivate, and inspire, right? And it does that. However, if that's the only time you see us and you're thinking these people are always cheerful and everything in their life is always perfect and it just works out, I'm here to tell you that is not the truth. We are real people with real feelings who work, and this is not just luck. We're not just lucky. You know, I had a pretty crappy thing happen to me this week. I got a referral from a former consultant. She sends me her best customer who's purchased everything, who just needs a foundation and a powder right now because she's going to go on a trip. Call her. I was supposed to go by her house on Tuesday. She says, listen, I'm so busy getting stuff ready for my trip. I can't meet with you on Tuesday. Can you come by my job on Wednesday? I missed the part that she said her job. Here's the address. All I saw was the address. I text her, I'm on my way. It's going to take me 30 minutes to get there. So she never responds. Not a big deal. I never get stood up. Like, it just doesn't ever happen. And usually when I get a referral, they tell them about my level of service, how long I've been in Mary Kay. They tell them just a few things about me. Wasn't concerned. I get there, it's her job. She's a nail technician and she was in the middle of a pedicure. When I walk in, she doesn't even look over at me. I mean, I'm the Mary Kay girl. Like, you kind of can see me. Like, you're not going to miss me, right? So I get to the front desk. I'm like, oh, I'm looking for blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, that's her over there. I look over. I'm like, okay. She hasn't even looked over here. I walk over. She's really into this pedicure. I'm like, hi, I'm Auri, blah, blah, blah's friend. She referred me to you. We spoke on the phone and I've got your goodies here. And she says, oh, she didn't even smile back. She went, oh, but right now I can't. I'm like, I see that. You're like in the middle of a pedicure. I texted you that I was on my way 30 minutes ago. She says, oh, I didn't see that. And I said, okay, so what are we going to do? And I'm waiting for her to say something like, thank you so much for coming. I'm so sorry. Can you give me 5 minutes? Can you wait 10 minutes? Thank you for bringing me my stuff. She said never a thank you. She never once apologized. She never once got creative. She did not think out of the box. And I just stood there. I said, okay. She goes, well, listen, I'm just so busy. I was like, oh my God, you think you're busy? Oh my God, you have no clue, lady. Like, clueless. I'm so busy. It's going to have to be on Tuesday. And I'm really busy tomorrow. So it's going to have to be next Tuesday. I said, okay, so you check your agenda and you let me know what you come up with. And then I'll let you know if I can. Okay. I do have your products here. I do have your foundation. You sounded like you were really in a hurry. When's your trip? And she goes, oh, next month. I said, oh, because when we spoke on the phone, you made it sound like you're leaving tomorrow, and I hate making my customers wait, and that's why I brought it. It is here. Like, don't you want your product? She didn't say anything. She's like, okay. Like, never smiled back. I'm like, all right, so text me. So when I got in my car, I texted her these words, and I will read them to you in Spanish because many of you are Hispanic, and for those of you that are not, then you would be able to I'll translate. Don't worry about it. I will translate it. Hold on. Let me find it to you. But I just put, qué pena que no me pudiste recibir el martes. Manejé media hora para llegar donde ti. Quizás este martes que vienes nos encontramos a mitad de camino. Por favor y gracias. So I put, what a shame that you were not able to give me a few minutes of your time. I drove 30 minutes just to see you. Perhaps next Tuesday, when you look at your agenda, we can just simply meet halfway. Thank you and please. And that was it. Because I have no desire to do business with people who treat me that way. She did not thank me. And I just want you to know, things happen. Things happen. She has no idea who I am, and who cares? I wasn't about to tell her, hey, do you know who I am? No, who cares? Who absolutely cares? I just want you to know this is not false harmony. It is not. When you're going through something, and you will go through something, there is a space and there is a place for you to deliver that, and that is up. You need to call your sales director. Now, before you call your sales director, this is the thing that I need you to know. I have a policy. Your sales director has a policy. You can come to us with anything because life happens. However, you must have at least one solution. One solution. At least one solution. So it looks like this. I am really frustrated with the situation, what just happened. I call my Mary Kay sales director, Daisha. I'm like, Daisha, I had this situation that happened. I'm not sure how to proceed because a customer was rude to me, and I want to make sure that I address it, but I want to make sure that I'm professional. I think I have an idea of what I'm going to say. Can you talk to me real quickly? Okay. So I'm going to read her my message. I'm going to ask her what she thinks. She's going to give me some feedback, and then I can. The reason why you must have one solution is because if you have at least one solution, you are now in problem-solving mode, and you are now being creative, and you were created by God to be creative. You are the only creature on this earth that has the ability to be creative. Animals were not given that gift. Human beings have the gift of being creative. When you are creative, you are creating. When you are creating, you are being like God, and you were created in the image of God to be like God. It is in your calling to be creative, and being creative is being a problem solver, and being a problem solver is that you can see yourself out of a situation, not just drowning in it. So this is the thing that I want to share. And I'm going to generalize here. This may not have been you. It'd be awesome if it's not you, but many of you will identify with this, okay? Most women growing up saw the following behavior from the most important women in their life. When something happened to mom, to your aunt, to your grandmother, the blah, blah, blah drama happened, dun, dun, dun. You saw her pick up the phone and call the next woman in the family and tell her about it. And then she'd pick up the phone and call the next woman in the family and tell her about it. And then she'd pick up the phone and so you heard the story like 7 or 8 times. Because that's what you saw, that's probably what you do. If you don't do it, you totally anticipate it from other women in your life. And so what we do all day long, this is generalizing, again, this may not be you. What we do all day long as women is throw up on each other and retell the story, and we're emotionally exhausted retelling the story 8, 9, 10 times, making it bigger and deeper and stronger and more poignant in our life because we're repeating it. Repetition is the key to learning, right? We're cementing it into our life, this experience, this thing that's happened, maybe not to you, to somebody else, and we're in the drama, in the vomit. I'm going to call it the vomit. And that is how the devil keeps women down. That's it. Like, done. He's done. He just needs to drop a little drama. Like, let me just put a little drama right there. And let's see how all those women in her circle, and they get stuck there for months, weeks, days. And their dreams get pushed to the side, and they don't set aside the time, and they don't make things happen. And it is because of this one simple thing. And that is that we learn to have a space and a place where we can problem solve and get mentorship in the upward direction. You know, the chances of me telling you about a drama in my life are slim to none, unless if you can mentor me through it. There are many women listening to this who have mentored me through a situation because you're more than capable, whether it was in parenting or in marriage with my mom, anything. Okay. But it was a one-on-one conversation. I don't need to tell it to the world. If I tell you about a situation I went through, it is so that we could get a moral in the lesson or so that we could get trained, but not because I'm ever going to just throw up on you. Okay. That does not mean we have false harmony here. Okay. I just need you to understand, if you're going to share something, and I encourage you to share it, have at least one idea in your mind. I know when I would call Daisha, I would say, oh my gosh, this is what I'm going through. I have an idea. What is your feedback? What do you think? Because I wanted to move on, okay? Why do we not want to move on? Because we weren't trained to. That's not what we saw the women in our life do. We didn't see them move on. We saw them get stuck and stay there, and like, it's almost like, let's just jump in it together and just marinate in it, okay? Instead of getting out, you know? You guys, this is a hot frying pan. We don't want to sit in the hot frying pan. We want to get out of it, okay? And I share this with you because you are so much more powerful than you believe that you are, but you must get new habits if, in fact, the scenario I described is similar to what has been happening to you. Okay. And we're used to like inviting all this vomit from all these women all the time. Like, it's constant. And then you're like, Auri, but how do you do this in Mary Kay? Like, aren't people telling you stuff all the time? They don't. Because see, when you are a problem solver, people ping their negativity off of you. Their negativity just like, boop, boop. Okay. You know, I'm going to ask you, so what's your solution? You know, what's your solution? What do you think? What do you think you should do? You know, I don't know. What do you think I should do? I'm like, I can tell you what I think, but I think you know what to do. Like, you do know what to do, right? But sometimes we do need to vomit, and we could just tell our director permission to vomit. I think I have an idea, but I just need to get it off my chest, you know? But the reality is if you've ever been thrown up on by another woman, right? Let me ask you this. How did it make you feel? And did you carry it around all week long? Like, oh my God, I feel so bad for her. What can I do for her? And there's nothing you can do, right? And I share this with you because we have to set sacred spaces and places to protect one another, okay? That doesn't mean we don't share. That doesn't mean we don't connect. But is it with a purpose other than just perpetuating what we've always seen as an example or as a testimony before us? You are a leader. You are a leader. You are a leader. And so we must behave as leaders where we are others focused and that we are reaching up. You guys, I want you to know that when someone comes to you with anger, it is not your job to rescue them. Proverbs 19:19 tells us that when someone comes up to you with anger, if you rescue them once, you will have to do it again. You see, they are looking for someone to rescue them. And when they see that it's you, you enter into this dysfunctional relationship where you're always rescuing them, you know? So it says hot-tempered people must pay the penalty. If you rescue them once, you will do it again. Okay? Proverbs 20:15, wise words are more valuable than much gold and many rubies. All right. So the biggest habit for success I could tell you is a positive attitude that you have. And I know I talked about it last week. Create expectations for yourself, for your life, for your business. That positive attitude is absolutely everything. You know, when I encounter something that's happening, I just think, God, teach me the lesson so I can throw away the situation and the story, but I just want to keep the lesson, right? Like I want to get through it as quickly as possible. All right. So what is your dream work for today? Here we go. Are you ready? Number 1, what do you do with your profit? I want to know. Number 2, you need to hold 3 appointments in 1 week. I've been asking you guys to do this all month. 3 appointments in 1 week. It's the end of November. Number 3, 15 IPAs in 1 week. That's leadership status. Number 4, keep a rolling 10 on your books at all times. November activity rolls into December activity. And number 5, have 5 people on our mascara-thon on Monday, okay? So at the Mascara-thon, make sure that you have 5 people on, okay? I love you. I'm grateful for you. I appreciate you. I'm so grateful that you came on. I know that it is a busy day, the day before Thanksgiving. I pray that you have an amazing, incredible, over-the-top holiday weekend with your family celebrating and selling with your customers. Love you.